All right, what's going on, you guys? I'm back. Yes, I'm back in full effect. It's been a minute since I have decided to consistently do live streams every single Tuesday. Was supposed to be on at 7:30, but better late than never. So I'm back. We're going to be doing a live stream every single Tuesday, and I'm going to say 7:30 Central Standard Time for the future. But Elite Performance, which is the podcast, is going to be both live and in podcast form. I've been off for the last few weeks working on challenges, working on serving people as much as I can. But I think one of the big values when it comes to delivering information that I believe can serve you is doing it in a live format. So I'm back. Elite Performance live, coming at you live on LinkedIn, live on Facebook, and live on YouTube. And today we're going to be talking about how to get unstuck in your business and relationships. I've had a couple of deep conversations with some good friends of mine, some guys who are having some challenges when it comes to their relationships and marriage, and also challenges as it comes to business and career. And it is not often that we get stuck. You may currently be stuck, but there is one principle, there is one key that if you can understand this principle and then apply the things that of this principle to your business and relationships. If you can understand the principle and then apply it, you can see some radical improvement in both your business and relationships. So let's get busy today on Elite Performance with Dr. Brad. Let's get it. All right, so let's get this thing cracking. Again, I'm excited to be back doing the podcast, both live and recorded. So if you are live right now, you get a chance to kind of tune in. I'm going to be seeing who comments and who asks some questions and potentially try to answer those as I wrap up. But again, today we're going to be talking about how to get unstuck. Specifically talking to the fellas, like how to get unstuck in your business and relationships. And I think this is a valuable topic because if you've never been stuck in business, it's only a matter of time. If your relationships, if you haven't hit a place where you've been stuck in your relationship, in your marriage, your relationship with your kids, it's probably just a matter of time. And you may currently be stuck. You may currently be in a position where you feel like you're not moving, feel like, kind of the more you move, the more nothing happens, kind of like a quicksand kind of idea. Like if you just, the more you move, the faster you sink kind of idea. So I'm going to break down today what I believe is a key principle to get unstuck. And, we're beginning the year right now, 2022. We're in what, week 3 or 4? And I don't know how some of you guys are doing on those resolutions, on some of those goals you set, right? A lot of people fall off. There is a stat that shows that only 8% of people who set goals at the beginning of the year as a resolution actually achieve them. So that means 92% of us set those goals and they either disappear or we just don't get them done. And a lot of those 92% fall off before February. So I don't know where you are, but what I'm hoping is that this episode will be able to help you get unstuck if for some reason, as you have started to create some intention in your life, as you've started to create some intention toward your goals in your relationships and your marriage, as you started to create some intention in your business, it is not often that once we create intention, there's often interruption. And for a lot of us, that interruption will knock us off course, will allow it to knock us off course. But if we can get past that interruption, if as we set a direction, we can get past that disruption, then we can really get on the right track to getting unstuck in our business, in our relationships. But when it comes to getting unstuck, it looks like several different ways. It's particularly in our business, it's, revenue's not coming in, customers or clients are not coming in, we're not making as much income, or we're just plateauing at a certain place. And that might be due to a lot of different circumstances. It might be due to things we can't help. It might be due to inconsistency in what we're doing, but for whatever reason, we're stuck, right? And we're not advancing. And we feel it more whenever we try to apply more effort and nothing happens. That's when we really begin to feel it. It's like, let me try to implement something, apply some sort of strategy or method, and nothing happens. We get stuck in our relationships, man. Feels like our relationships are just going through the motions. Um, Almost feeling like, particularly if you're married, like you just have a roommate, right? It's not like someone that you have intimacy with, but it's like a roommate, right? And like I said, some of us may be there right now. Some of us, if you've never been there, it's just only a matter of time. It's just how life works. It's seasonal. But if you are in that place now, I get it, right? I mean, there's some aspects in my career right now where I'm stuck, right? Just real talk. There's some aspects in my business as a coach where I'm stuck. And I've been more stuck before. There's been aspects in my marriage where I've been stuck. Some of it because of my own poor decisions, some of it just because circumstances, right? But I know what it's like to be stuck, and the reason why I can speak to the things that I talk about on this podcast is because I've been there before. and and I've hit my head against the wall enough times to where I've either figured it out, or I'm in the process of figuring it out. And so I want to share some of the things that I've learned so that you don't have to work so hard. So, at one point, and for most of us, a lot of us think that if I could just work harder, like it makes sense. Like if I'm stuck, if I just do more of what I did in the past that worked, then I'll be okay, right? So we will typically work harder, and logic, and that makes logical sense, right? And really, part of it is just because it's all we know. It's like, so I'm just going to keep working in my business in what has worked in the past, and kind of hope that on the other side of that is getting unstuck. When it comes to our relationships, you know, I don't know. Sometimes some of us, I don't even know if we're working harder. It's just like we're hoping that things get better somehow without really putting in a lot of work. Or maybe like a friend of mine, he and I were talking today. He's like, "Look, I'm trying to do things for my wife. Like I'm trying to make the first effort, and I've been doing it for a while, and I feel like it's like we're getting nowhere." And so what I found is that it's not so much about trying to work harder for what, you know, for what we think is going to get us unstuck in our business. It's not so much about working harder toward our marriage. I'll tell you this, it's often because we have focused so much on the success. We have focused so much on on trying to achieve success in our business. We focus so much on having a successful marriage that we have forgotten the service that it took in order for it to be successful. So, what I mean by that is we will focus on the income, we'll focus on the growth, we'll focus on what our relationship, like the picture of it in our mind, and we'll focus so much on that end success that we forget the service that is required in order to get the success, right? What I found is that success when it comes to your relationships, success when it comes to your business, and this is even true when it comes to your health. I'm not going to focus so much on health today, but those things are directly connected to the level of service that is provided. Okay. So to give you an example, and I always love giving this example, but it's the case with any successful business. but I'm just a fan of Chick-fil-A. And I'm a fan of Chick-fil-A for a couple reasons. One is because my kids love it. And they got a Chick-fil-A probably running distance from my house. And if that place ain't always busy, I mean, always, I mean, not just busy, I'm talking about both lanes stretching beyond what the parking lot can hold. You know, poor Whataburger. If you listen to this podcast, you're from Texas, you know what Whataburger is. Whataburger is kind of a staple, hamburger joint here in Texas. Whataburger is next door, and it just gets annihilated by Chick-fil-A. But when it comes um, to this correlation between service and success, the more you serve, the more success that you will experience. So, for example, the more that Chick-fil-A serves, the more quantity of Chick-fil-A sandwiches, the more quantity of food that they provide, then the more successful they'll be. And then the higher quality with which they serve it, the more successful they'll be. So their level of success is directly predicated to the quality, so the number of people they serve, and or the quantity, the number of people they serve, and the quality, how great they serve it. But there is no success without service first. There is no success without service first. And so for many of us, we've just focused on the success and forgetting the service that's required in order to be successful. And that's the case in our relationship. See, our business, there are people that are getting served, right? And there's always there's a transaction in that, meaning, Chick-fil-A, they sell food, right? They sell chicken. But they're not really selling chicken. They're serving chicken in order to be successful, right? So we shouldn't look at it as trying to sell our customers, but simply trying to serve our customers, right? We shouldn't look at it trying to sell our clients on something. We're not trying to sell you on something. If we look at it more of, I'm trying to serve you towards something, then there will be success. And thinking primarily in terms of I'm looking to help you. And the better and the more people that I serve and the higher quality with which I serve them, then I will experience success. So it's not until we get into this service-based mentality that we can start to really get unstuck. Because oftentimes we've just put our eyes focused more on the success than we have the service. And the reality is this, is that the thing that destroys success is selfishness, not service. Because when we're in business primarily for what we want and we need, that distracts us from being able to see what the person that we need to serve needs and to actually serve them with what they're trying to tell us. So we need to focus not so much on ourselves and looking at my business and like what don't I have, like what's not working for me, but what do I need to work in order to serve my customer or client better? And it's got to be primarily focused on them. Now let's break down the relationship. It's the same way for our relationship, right? For our relationship with our spouse, our relationship with our significant other. Our relationship is only successful to the degree that we serve. I'll say that again. Our relationships are only successful to the degree that we serve. We have to take personal responsibility to make sure that we serve. And when it comes to our relationships, one of the key things about that is when we serve first, right? When we serve first, we're also giving an example to our better half of how they should serve us. But we got to take a personal responsibility for our relationships and say, you know what? I'm going to serve first, and show the example of how I want to be treated, by how I want to be served as well. But we got to serve first, right? My marriage with my wife is only successful to the degree that I am thinking, how can I serve you? And when I serve her, well, And we're going to break down like what that means, like how you serve someone. Well, then on the other side of that is intimacy, communication, right? Connection, all the stuff that makes it successful. But it only happens when we serve first. So we got to understand that the success that we desire is not, you know, something that won't happen without us taking personal responsibility for serving our customers, serving our clients, and serving our spouses and better halves. So when I think about serving, I think about going to a restaurant, right? Because there are servers at a restaurant. And so there are four keys to be able to serve well. Okay. And so when I think about that concept of somebody serving me, like one of the first things that you have to do in order to be able to serve well, again, this is for your business or your relationship, is you got to listen. You got to listen to what the person wants in order to serve them what they want. We can't assume what it is that they want. We got to literally be like, look, I need to listen intently. When I go to a restaurant and I sit down, they can't assume what I want, right? They can't assume that I want a steak that is, medium with, whatever sides that I'm going to choose. They can't assume that. They got to listen. Often, and it's not just oftentimes, but they ask you, what would you like? Right? So we need to ask the people, we need to ask our customers and ask the business. And if we have a good idea, like point is, we got to get an idea of what they want, right? I got to talk to my wife to figure out like, what do you want? Right? It's worth the conversation to figure out what you want. So we got to listen. Excuse me. Second thing we got to do is we got to learn, right? We got to learn how they want it. Whenever you become a regular at a restaurant, over time, they kind of learn how you want. They learn if you want the appetizer to come out with the food, if you want, or with your meal, they know what kind of drink you want. They can start anticipating, getting the drink for you before you even order it, right? That's learning the person. That's learning how to serve them. So you've listened in the past, and now you've anticipated and you've done things that speak their language. Right? We talk about the love languages. I mean, really what it's talking about is how to listen and learn the person, right? How to learn their language. So when it comes to our relationships, I've got to learn how to serve my wife in the way that she wants. I've got to learn how to serve my customers the way that they want. Use the language that they want. Or you use the language that really sparks their interest, right? I got to learn them. So I got to listen. I got to learn. And then the third thing I got to do, I got to love them, right? And what I mean when I say that is we've got to serve with this unconditional love mentality. See, we know that when we serve, we're going to get a return back, right? I serve you well and bring you value as a business, you'll pay me. And we know that, but we can't come to the table thinking that. We got to come to the table of business saying, I'm going to offer you value because I care about serving you and serving you well. I want to listen to you. I want to learn how to serve you. And I want to do it in a way that is unconditional. I want to do it in a way that is, I just want you to experience either transformation or some sort of good experience as a result of my product or service so that you win. I need to be focused on you winning. Okay. And when you do it unconditionally, there's no tie to it. Right. And that allows us to be able to run our business, our relationships, not strictly doing things on a condition. Right? Because sometimes you might serve the person and the server doesn't have a guarantee that he's going to get a great tip. But let me tell you something. His best way of getting a great tip is through high quality service. And he doesn't know which ones are going to give a great tip. He don't know which ones will or won't give a great tip. He doesn't. But he got no shot if he's constantly saying, I'm only going to do it if they give a good tip. Right? So it's serving unconditional every single time. See, there's sometimes whenever I serve my wife and I might get direct feedback. Thank you. Like, I appreciate this. And I get affirmed and all that good stuff. I'm feeling good. But there are times when that may not be the case. Right. But I can't do it because I'm looking for something in return. I can't do it because I'm like, look, if I cook tonight with it, I'm gonna get a little something on, you know what I'm saying? And I can't be thinking that way. Right. We've got to come from an unconditional place and literally love our customers unconditionally, saying, listen, I just want to see you win. Right. We gotta serve our wives and say, listen, I just want to see you win. I just want to serve you well, no matter what happens as a result of you taking and receiving this service. Unconditional. Right. So the third part is love. And then the last part, and this is the part that ties the whole thing together because it makes sense. Before I hit this last part, I gotta explain something. We can't serve from an empty cup. We just cannot serve from an empty cup. A server can't serve from an empty kitchen, right? He can't serve unless there's something to serve the person. You know, we just cannot serve from an empty cup. And so we have to go to a place. We have to be able to get to a place where our cup is perpetually full, so that in this business relationship or in this personal relationship, I'm not coming to it selfishly because I need something from you, right? I need to come from it from a place where I'm good, I'm full, and because I'm full, I'm going to serve you. Right? I don't need you to do something for me. I'm literally coming to serve you. Okay? Because when we come with a need, right? I need your money or I need your love. If we don't get it, well, then we start feeling some kind of way. That makes the transaction conditional. But in order to serve at a high level and do numbers 1, 2, and 3, our cup has to be full to where I'm not in need of the transaction, or I'm not in need of you doing something for me, wife, right? I can literally serve unconditionally, and I can do it consistently over time because my cup is perpetually full. You see, the server, they can keep serving all night because the kitchen is open. They just go to the kitchen, they put the order in, they go to the kitchen, they pick it up, they serve it. They go to the kitchen, they serve it. They can rely on having resources to serve. But we can't serve if we have empty cups. And the only way you can serve at a high level like that with a full cup constantly is number 4, which is Lord. The ability to consistently serve over and over and over and over again without condition, which is number 3. The ability to listen and care more for what they want than what I think they want from me, right? The ability to do that constantly is impossible without having a perpetual cup that is full. Without having a perpetual kitchen I can go back to and be like, I'm good. I can keep serving. Like, I'm straight. I'm good. So you got to understand, I saved 4 for last, but 4 should, out of all of them, 4 is the glue. The Lord is the glue because it's the perpetual cup filler. And it wasn't until I was able to understand this that I started seeing that, you know what? My wife might have a bad day. She might have a bad day. She might have a bad week, but I can't come to the relationship feeling some kind of way if she's not doing something for me, if she didn't have a bad week. But see, when I get my cup full, when I get validated, love, and everything that I need from Lord, well, then I can come with this perpetual cup saying, how can I help you? I know you had a bad day. Like, I'm not looking for you to serve me. I'm looking to serve you. And again, I'm showing an example of what this looks like for her whenever I want her to serve me. And therefore, as a result of that service, the relationship can be successful. But there is no success without service, and there is no service without cup being full, without the kitchen being open, right? And so I got to be able to go to that to the Lord to get full all the time. So I'm not relying on her for it, right? Same thing with our customers, man. Like we got to be willing to serve them and say, look, I get everything I need from him, right? I'm good. I'm literally coming to serve you at the highest level that I can. Look, we know Chick-fil-A don't need our money. They straight. Look at them long lines out there, right? If we felt like Chick-fil-A just needed our money, and when we was in line, they was like, look, you ain't getting this burger until we get your money. If we felt like that was the way, it was like very transactional like that, we wouldn't be like lining up in rows like that for Chick-fil-A, right? The customers have to know I'm here to help and serve you. And if you accept it, great. If not, hey, it's all good. But like my number one interest is you and you winning. So it's not until we can get to this place where we've got the perpetual cup full, and then we can go serve at a high level. And when you serve at a high level like that, you can expect success, successful marriage, successful relationships, successful business. All right. So, listen, I'm gonna be doing this, every single Tuesday. I love doing it live because I like talking to you guys. I see you, Dr. Parker. What's going on, man? We got to catch up at some point soon. Dr. Z. Oh man, hold up. Did the Myron Edmonds just pop on? I see you, 100. That's 1,000. This my man Myron Edmonds ain't just 100. He 1,000. What's up, brother? Reggie Tenor, I see you. Dr. Z, what's up? So again, every Tuesday, and really when what it comes down to is this. I want to serve you, right? I want to come on the lives and I want to serve you, right? I want to serve you. That's why I come on. And I said, you know what? I can't not do the lives anymore. Let me bring the lives back. Let me start just dropping some more knowledge and some more, as my man Myron says, some gems for some people, because I want to see you win, right? So you start seeing me a little bit more often. Make sure you share this information with someone else so that they can get blessed by the same thing. Because listen, we only win to the level that we serve. We only succeed to the level that we serve. And we only serve to the level that our cups are full. And we have a personal responsibility to make sure that those cups are full so that we serve well. So yeah, for those of you who are looking for more gems, for more keys, for more principles on how to be able to apply principles like this to your health, to your wealth, and to your relationships, fellas, listen. And you can get the book, Elite, A Modern Success Guide to Purpose and Peak Performance. And in that book, I talk about principles of consistency. I talk about principles of service. I talk about purpose and how to perform at a high level in each of those areas, because many of us feel like we got to choose one or the other. Either I'm going to win at work and it's going to come at the sacrifice of my life, or I'm going to sacrifice my work and just win in life. And I'm here to tell you that you ain't got to sacrifice either of them. You can have both. And in that book, I talk about principles that you can apply to your life to be able to do that. You can get the book at the website here, drbrad.com, drbradnd.com/elite dash book. All right, listen, it's been a pleasure. Once again, I'm glad to be back on these Tuesday live streams. And this episode will be, so we're doing a little bit of a upgrade. Really, really good friend of mine who does podcast editing, stuff like that, is going to be taking over my podcast. So I'm excited about that. So you can be seeing some new things coming down the pike. But this episode will be coming out in the next few weeks, and there will be consistency every single week with a new episode for that. So listen, you guys have a blessed evening. Make sure you serve well, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace.